understand more about the AWS and how learn how AWS certifications can get to boost our careers and even the demand in the tech job market. So discover how AWS certifications can connect us with top employers and even leverage on our earning potential. We're also going to understand how the AWS Skill Builder is offering the extensive hands-on labs and the practical experiences to enhance our skills in cloud computing and the labs and the live sandboxes and the real world practical environment where you get to gain valuable experience with the AWS technologies. You also get to explore the practice exam so that even when you get to sit your certifications, you are ready and you're prepared. So for this session, we will kick off by introducing our AWS partners. We have Amir Shalabi on the call, and we also have Damien. So then we'll get to dive into a demo with possibly Damien. So he's going to show us AWS and what we expect on AWS. And then we are finally going to have an info session from one of us, who is Efri, and then we get to engage in a Q&A session. So I'd like to first just let us know of the rules of engagement. So if you have any questions, feel free to use the chat function to drop any of your questions or raise your hand. We'll be addressing them during the Q&A session towards the end of our session today. And then I'd like to urge us all to mute our speakers, our microphones, so that we can be able to engage and just listen through the session, which I want to promise you that is going to be very, very insightful. We have a lot that is lined up for us this afternoon. And so we are expecting each and every one of us to participate actively, to engage, use the chat function if you have any questions or you have anything that you would like to raise. If it's feedback you want to share, you can use the chat function. You can also get to raise your hand, and then we will basically be addressing that. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Amir Shalabi, who will be taking us through the session. And so welcome, Amir. You can actually welcome him using the emojis there, so you can engage with the emojis. Yes, thank you, Ellie. Oh my God, your names, yes, but thank you all of you. Yes, so Amir combines business and tech expertise to drive growth and lead global clients through transformative change with experience across digital transformation, IoT, and 5G. He's a true leader in shaping tomorrow's landscape. Amir Shalabi is currently the Principal Development Manager at AWS and training and certifications. Yes, I hope I got that right. And yes, so I will welcome you, Amir. So you're basically going to tell us that which we don't know about you, maybe a fun fact about you as we get started, and how you contribute also on your role as the Principal Business Development Manager at AWS Training and Certifications, and then we are going to get started. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. So welcome, everyone, and I'm really happy to be here and take you through this journey. My name is Amir Shalabi, as you know by now. I'm a Principal Business Development Manager for Sub-Saharan Africa. I'm supporting our customers and partners into the journey of cloud enablement on AWS. Also, we take it from business transformation aspect, how companies can outperform themselves and outgrow themselves in the scale that impacts the economies, that impacts the how companies can actually cater for more talents. And we always say that the biggest barrier for digital transformation and cloud transformation is the people and the talents. So that's where I think a lot of our companies, our customers and partners are very much interested to enable their teams and acquire also from the market talents in this domain.
Wow, interesting. Thank you. So I know you foresee the training and the certifications aspect of AWS. So I just get into the questions, and I would like to ask you. So, what does AWS training do for talents, basically? And of course, now that you get to work with these talents quite often, and even in terms of the curriculum, and how does AWS training help job candidates stand out in the crowded tech job market? Of course, you know that AWS certifications are they are highly sought after in the tech labor market. And so how can talents as well get to stand out when they have the certifications?
Absolutely. So first of all, let me brief you about what AWS training and certification
Yeah.
are doing. What are the different mechanisms we are doing in order to enable the technology talents and the technology professionals. So we are having 4 different pillars of mechanisms that we are offering to our customers and partners. The first one and the most used one and most sought after is the digital training, the on-demand. Since the world is moving towards almost continuous learning, so we previously used to say that organizations should think about continuous learning because technology evolving very fast. Now the whole world is moving towards continuous learning. Technologies evolve almost on a daily basis or a weekly basis. We can see that, for example, if you have seen Elon Musk launch a couple of weeks ago with the robots and how advanced these robots will be and support human being in whatever they are doing, we know now we need to elevate our intelligence more than the robots. We need to elevate our intelligence more than the technology to use it as enabler. So for that, AWS invested in this digital digital learning platform called AWS Skill Builder, and it has thousands of trainings and hands-on labs where people can use in order to not only understand the theoretical part, but also to apply this along the way, so that you don't only understand the different options or alternatives, but understand what are the technology impact of using this technology and the business impact associated to it. Not only that, also provide some kind of a strategic vision. If I use this technology alternative, what will be the impact on my business and myself over the next 1 year, 3 years, 5 years? And that's what the digital training is providing. And this is the first pillar of mechanisms that we are using to enable our stakeholders. The second pillar is, we call it classroom trainings, and it can be delivered over like virtual channel in real time. It can be on in classroom trainings. And this is the most accelerated way of attaining cloud talents. But most recently, actually since February 2024, we launched also a new mechanism on the classroom training, which will be available to also Gabea stakeholders. It's called Digital Classroom. And the digital classrooms are our industry leadership classes recorded with the hands-on labs and available on the Skill Builder. So you can see how the different mechanisms are now actually emerging together and merging into one self, right? So people who want to train and be enabled on their own time, they can actually launch these classroom trainings. They can do it in groups or individually and get this digital classroom along the way to get the same benefit of acceleration classroom trainings are having. So the first one is digital training. The second one is classroom training, which is available digitally as well on demand. And the third pillar is certifications. And with certifications, today we are having 12 different certifications. From the practitioner side, which we call it the generalist. So you understand the topic on a 10,000 feet and achieve what we call cloud fluency along with the organization. to the associate level, which is the functional. So if you arrive at your work in the morning, do you know the day-to-day work that you need to achieve? And that's what we are training and certifying the people on the subject or the job role, as we call it. So if you are a cloud architect or a solution architect, if you are a developer, if you are a cloud operations, if you are a data engineer, or if
Did he just drop off?
I think he did. I still want to believe Kenya has the best internet. Whoop, whoop. Makofi for Kenya.
Okay, maybe we can wait for him to join. Effie or Michael, we can check with him.
Yeah, I'll check.
Oh, he's back.
I'm really sorry, I don't know what's happening with the
Welcome
network.
back.
Yes. So I was talking about the different levels of certification from practitioner or the base of the competence to the associate, which is the functional level or the day-to-day, and the professional and the specialty, which is the strategic aspect of the job role. If you are in the security, if you are in the solution architect professional, if you are in the DevOps professional, you are setting the strategy of what else can be replicated within an organization and how we can utilize it. So that's how we are having the digital training and the classroom training combined in order to enable. And there is a very important aspect, which is the validation of these competence, which is the certification. Finally, we are wrapping all of this into enterprise-grade programs and also community service programs. We call it education programs. So AWS today is having AWS Educate for the 14 plus to the university age. We call it AWS Educate. We have AWS Academy for the universities. So we are collaborating with universities across the world to reform their technology and public cloud subjects to prepare the young talents to the market. And we have Restart as well, which is a 3-month program for the underprivileged and non-technical background to re-skill themselves into the technology and provide an entry-level professionals. This is how we are structuring the different mechanisms within AWS. Why it's important, and I think that's what you closed your question with, why it's important? Because simply, since COVID, the digital acceleration and cloud acceleration happened massively in the market. A lot of organizations thought that, okay, we cannot cope with the changes and the remote work and without moving to the cloud. So as of today, we are having 6 million job gap in the market, skill gap in the market. So you can imagine if you are enabled in on the public cloud and AWS, you have a massive opportunity. There was a survey by Skillsoft happened in 2026 where managers didn't know what they don't know, right? So the 82% of the managers said we are having a skills gap problem. This survey was repeated last year with 67% of the management, the IT management worldwide. And now it's 66%. So you can see the gap is actually widening. So by being trained and be prepared for the market, you are actually having much better opportunity to land a high-paying job across the globe, not necessarily in your local geographies.
Well, interesting, and I like the way you have highlighted that with so much clarity. But one of the questions that I not only bump into quite a lot or rather often is that the opportunities for those who are new, especially into cloud computing, more so AWS, because I know many people would start from other cloud, cloud like Azure and Google Cloud, Google Cloud before they get to AWS. But I also know that there are many people who want to get into AWS and learn AWS and get the certifications. So I would just like you to highlight the opportunities that lie when you get the AWS certifications. And for those who are new into cloud computing, especially who are new even to the AWS Skill Builder or maybe have never heard about it, what are the opportunities that lie for them and how do you support that?
Yes, absolutely. So, okay. So without so many statistics on AWS market share, but we are by far the biggest and the earliest cloud vendor came to the market. Since 2006, we are supporting the biggest online store worldwide, and the whole thing triggered by supporting millions of users accessing this e-commerce store. So by learning AWS, you are simply getting into almost half of the market demand of talents. That's in a nutshell, right? The second part of the question is related, but how the certification will actually help people land a better job or a high-paying job. There are actually many surveys talking about that, but 97% of a recent survey happened in 2023. 97% of the IT managers said that certified staff increase productivity and the ability to meet their stakeholder requirement. And this is not just a statistic. That tells you that the first thing the people are looking at is, are you certified? But then the second thing they will look at, are you certified and know your work? So you have the right practical competence. That's why when I'm saying that Skill Builder or AWS Skill Builder, the digital platform, is combining both the theoretical part that will help you understand the different scenarios and different options, qualify them, and provide the right answer, but plus 1,000 plus of hands-on lab experience. So you are not only certified, you know the hands-on. So when you are being tested in an interview, you know how to show your skills to the interviewer. And again, 97% of IT managers are saying that this is important, meaning that this is important. But then don't overlook the part on the hands-on experience, because if you will show. I mean, you will get the interview, but then in the interview, it will show that you don't know your stuff on the hands-on. So you need to practice, you need to learn and practice, certify, and validate. We always call it, after these 4 stages, you elevate your level. So for example, and that answers your third part of the question, if you are just new to AWS or to the cloud, what shall I do? There are programs that starts from Cloud 101, meaning that what is the cloud in very simple terms? Oh, okay, so let's split it out to the main components of the IT, from a compute perspective to the storage, to the networking, and then elevate from there, and then put the terminology of the AWS. A final add-on to your question, what if I decide to learn another cloud vendor? Or I decide to learn AWS and then move to another cloud vendor? This will not harm anyone. And I will tell you why. Because simply, the public cloud as a technology is having a lot of general terms. It's the analogy and the differentiation that you should learn as a delta between the different cloud vendors. And since AWS has the most the most selections or options on the services, then probably learning AWS is the right thing to do. And then moving to other cloud vendor, you just need to learn the delta and the terminology, and you are good to go.
Great. I want to believe that everyone here is learning. I see a lot of questions coming in, and we are going to be answering them towards the end of the session. Even as we continue with our questions to Amir. And my next question would be, how can practical experience with the AWS tools help professionals solve real business problems?
Yes, absolutely. So coming back to the digital training, and why I'm focusing on digital training, because usually the young talents want something on demand, something that doesn't tie them in or commit their time. So using the digital training, the AWS Skill Builder is providing different modalities that put you closer to the practical experience. I will explain how. From the theory part and hands-on part for the learning, we have the digital courses and the digital classrooms. But then we have also a game-based learning tools, like what we call can you still hear me?
You're back.
Yeah.
We can hear
Yeah.
you.
Yes. I forgot to tell everyone that I'm based out of Dubai and there is a throttling on Google Meets. That's why I'm trying to avoid this throttling because voice over IP is not allowed widely in Dubai. Anyway, so from the theoretical and hands-on part on the learning only, we have the digital courses and digital classroom. From the game-based learning, it's actually a 3D game, a virtual reality or augmented reality, as we call it. You are building a city while having tasks, smaller tasks from real IT managers. Like, for example, this part requires a static website. Can you build it for me? And then the game is transforming you into the AWS Cloud Platform hands-on lab to build this website for them. And once it's finished, there is actually a verification process that you have done the steps right and advice if you haven't, so that you can do it right. And then you move to the next one. So only the cloud practitioner, for example, is 12 challenges from real life. That's when it comes to their own job role. But what if I'm a candidate and I'm trying to learn the financial services industry, for example? We have a special game per industry. We call it Industry Quests. And the Industry Quest is challenges from a certain industry, like the financial services, like the media and the entertainment, like the telecom industry, that challenges are faced by this industry and how you can use your digital skills and cloud skills to solve it. So you are learning real life examples throughout this game-based. Finally, we have something called the jam journeys or the jam events, where people challenge themselves and jamming together in order to troubleshoot or build or create something on the platform so that they improve their hands-on experience. So I would say 1/3 of the platform on the theory and hands-on on the learning, and the other 2/3 is on the hands-on practice on the AWS Skill Builder.
Sorry to cut you there, Elizabeth, but there's been a bunch of questions in the chat. So I think, imagine. Yeah, so I'll just let me introduce one of the questions that I think is going to be helpful because it has come up a bit too often. So someone is asking, is the training going to be self-paced only, and will completing the training be enough to get jobs? Essentially, does access to Skill Builder and completing the content, for example, for a certain role on Skill Builder, will that be enough? Or would they still need to go ahead to look for other trainings outside Skill Builder?
Okay, so if I understood the question correctly, will the program will be only self-paced? And here I'm assuming they are asking about the GBIA AWS Cloud Talent Program, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So the plan initially is to support all the learners with a specific learning path according to their ambition of development. But there will be also coaches that guide you throughout the way with Q&A questions, with additional areas. I saw very quickly one of the questions talking about someone is having a cloud practitioner and SA associate. Will the program be a good fit for them? And again, once you learn, once you apply, once you validate, certify, you need to elevate. So even for this level, there is a solution architect professional. Above the solution architect professional, there is what we call key competence model, which is now you are very good in architecting, but then you need to extend your talents in different areas, like security, for example. So you are in the I shape, you are a good architect, but then in the T shape, you know security, you know DevOps, you know data and analytics, you know machine learning. And of course, you can pick and choose based on your ambition, working environment and job role that you want to achieve later on. But yes, there will be coaching along the way, either on the activity or on the what's next for you. The second part of the question, will being certified is enough to land a job? Being certified will make everyone consider your CV. If you are not certified, on the other hand, that will make your chances much less than others. So yes, I recommend once you complete your learning, apply this learning either on the hands-on labs or on the jam or on the quests, to get certified, so that people know that you know the theory, but also you know the hands-on part.
Okay. So you also talked about the classroom training, and I mean, just a follow-up question that Michael asked on the classroom trainings and the digital and the virtual classes. So my follow-up question would then be, so are they like live classes that people can join in and just get training? But of course, I know there's the jam events, the jamming events where they can get to be part of a community and get to troubleshoot together. So I want to believe that there's also the aspect of community in there.
Correct. So actually, there will be light classroom, or actually there is a running light classroom, and that was also suggested for Gebiya management to include the Gebiya Cloud Talent program into this ongoing program. It's called AWS Cloud Coach. And AWS Cloud Coach is available 4 times per week, twice on Monday and twice on Friday, so that learners from Gebiya program can ask real-life questions to instructors. I can actually put the link here, and it's happening every week, 4 times, twice on Monday and twice on Friday. And this will help you also decide on the way forward and get also guided instructor advice.
Fantastic. There's one more question that I can see here. I think we can maybe take this one before we cut over to, because a lot of people have also been talking about wanting to just see what is available on Skill Builder. So before we cut over to Damien.
Yeah, we are having Damien come in shortly. So Michael, please proceed with the question, and then I'll get to introduce Damien.
Fantastic. So the question here is, can anyone who doesn't have a tech background join? I want to be aware of what the prerequisites to join or to transition to AWS is. So even if I don't have a tech background, and this is very important because there's so many of us, like I'll say something very quickly. I was just generally looking through Skill Builder earlier today, and I saw that there's something for business owners, like there's content for business owners and decision makers, and I was shocked. I registered and enrolled immediately for that program. So clearly there's something for everyone. But yeah, can you speak a bit more to that question?
Absolutely. Okay, so it highly depends on what's your background and what you want to achieve. So for example, if your background is finance, there is actually a very specific track for non-tech finance on the cloud, which is called FinOps, or financial operations. Being on the cloud eliminated the fixed cost that everyone used to have in the IT environment. Now organizations are moving to the cloud, and if they are not fully enabled to perform this work, then they will be lacking. I would say control over their costing structure, right? So if your background is finance, you can connect to the cloud. And I would say that everyone in the future will be somehow technical, because generative AI made everyone, or actually forced everyone, to use more productive tools from the generative AI, like ChatGPT, or we call it Amazon Q within Amazon environment, where you can have always a self-assistant in the future. So if you are completely not related to the cloud, you have one of two options. Either start to understand how the cloud works, and there are actually contents on the skill builder on the very high level, including CEOs and others. And the other track is see what is the related competence for you and connect to where you are. If your background is finance, if your background is legal, then you can understand the cloud, so that the contractual agreement within your organization and the cloud vendors are also going to be needed. So yes, there is actually a place for you, but just you need to decide. Either you want to switch completely to technical, or use your background and associate to the technical world.
I know our time is far much spent, but one last question to you, Amir, before I get to introduce Damien, who is going to show us or take us through Skill Builder and basically just get to demo Skill Builder platform. Is that possibly you can shed some light on the future of AWS technologies and AWS Cloud, and possibly, of course, from a statistical point of view, the highly sought after skills right now on AWS, so that, or rather, the skills that shape the tech workforce today, so that, I mean, our audience can get to understand, or rather can also get to learn that.
Okay, very good. So I think it's no secret that AWS and Amazon is investing heavily in the machine learning and generative AI tools and services. And this is the main focus in the next few years, to understand how these can increase productivity, as well as provide a different innovation to the market, right? So that's how AWS is thinking. That doesn't mean this will replace people in the domain. Actually, every time we come up with a managed service or a technology that automatically taking care of itself, from scalability, flexibility, and elasticity, we are giving more time to the people to innovate on top of the pyramid. Like, there is a very common saying nowadays that a generative AI or AI will not replace your job. Someone who knows AI will replace your job. So elevating yourself into the application, the more innovation, how you can create something innovative to the market, and from there, you actually raise your value in the market. Also, supporting startups and entrepreneurs are very important for the development of communities and outgrow in the market. So that's how the skills will be considered. But can you jump directly to this top of the pyramid? No. Actually, you need to build your understanding from what are the basic elements, how we can combine it together to build. This will be taken care of by the AI at some point, but then the innovative part and the experience you built will provide you with this additional edge that you can get better jobs in the market.
Thank you so much, Amir. That was so insightful.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of us here have learned so much from you. And of course, there's still more to learn. And I hope that everyone has also noted that you just can't jump to the last, category. You really have to build on it and keep on building on it, which is a very good thing. Cloud computing is very, very interesting. So you better hop on on the AWS Talent Cloud right now. Yes, so I'm going to take this opportunity to welcome Damien, who's here with us today. Damien is a senior training operations specialist for in there at AWS training and certification. And with his extensive experience in the field, of course, he's now going to break down or rather share with us invaluable insights on skill builders. So you better learn. Again, the chat function is open for you to ask all your questions, and I hope you're going to learn from these. Yes, and your questions, we're going to answer all of them today. So welcome, Damien.
Great. Hello,
I'll
everyone.
just stop sharing my screen so that you can proceed.
I'll share mine in a minute, yeah. So I thought I'd just go on camera. I will go off camera just because my system will lag when I jump into certain points of our system.
Okay, that's fine.
I am a training specialist, so I am from AWS. I previously never had a technical background, so I know some of the questions never came through about technical backgrounds. I've learned a hell of a lot from the Skill Builder platform. So what I'm going to show you today is I have done myself. I have done the exams, I have done the courses, and I've learned a lot from the Skill Builder platform as well. So please do ask questions. I'm going to go off camera now, and I will share my screen as well.
Sure. Okay.
Screen 2. Sorry, bear with me 1 minute. Let me find the right screen. Screen 2. Cool. You should be able to see a presentation on the left. Is that correct? Is it showing the screen at all?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
So, as Amir said, we do have a lot of courses. To date, we have over, actually, I think it's 6,000 different courses, and they're different based on different languages we offer. We do offer over 10 different types of languages. In English, we have over 1,400 different types of courses. Amir has covered a lot of content and what each category already means. So I won't go over this too much detail as well. But by completing certain courses, such as the Cloud Quest, which I'm going to jump into shortly, you can actually gather some badges. And these badges can be shared on LinkedIn, they can be shared on your signature, on your email. And once again, it's an opportunity for you to showcase yourself that you have completed certain courses to potential employers if you're sharing them on LinkedIn, or you can also get certificates for this as well. So once again, you can show potential employers that you are working and you have the basic knowledge of certain aspects within the AWS platform. These are just a handful of the ones on the screen. These are the Cloud Quest, our game-based kind of learning, which I'm going to show you shortly. But we do offer over 20 different badges, and that's from exam learning. That's different types of courses that we have as well, and then also the Cloud Quest badges that you can see on my screen right now. So there's a lot of content for you to help you to showcase yourself on LinkedIn, which I think is very important, or showcase to your current employer that you are trying to upskill yourself within the current domain. Now, I'm going to jump straight into the platform. Let me go into it. So on the left, this is Skill Builder. Skill Builder, as I said, it has a range of different courses. It's very easy for a user to choose the course they're looking for and also to search for. So we're always trying to update our platform. Currently, this is a new UI that we updated a couple of months ago. We're always taking feedback in from customers and students to always improve the platform. So you might see it like this currently, but in a couple of months, we're probably going to update it again because based on feedback from users as well. So when you first log in, it's going to give you just the recommended courses that we recommend to a lot of students. But when you start taking part in learning, this recommended for you is going to be more specialized based on the courses that you have completed already. You can also search by different categories. So on the left, you can learn by your cloud role. So we offer solutions architect, developer, cloud operator, DevOps engineer, decision maker. And then that will show you the categories for them types of job role. You can also do a learn by product domain. So we do offer different types of game-based environments. We do offer courses, and we also do offer for different scenarios within the AWS platform. And of course, you can click on them and it'll take you to that scenario. Now, it's really important you complete a lot of courses. You need to put that into practice. So we do offer ways that you can put your skills into usage. So we offer CloudQuest, which I'm going to show you shortly. We offer AWS Jam, which is an environment that you need to complete real life situations and challenges, and you earn points. If you need support, you can ask for hints and you lose points. So at the end of the day, you need to try getting as many points as possible. Once again, you've put what you've learned from the courses into practice in a real life situation. Then we also offer AWS Labs. As Amir said, Labs is a sandbox environment. It's a safe environment for you to put what you've learned to practice in a safe environment. Instead of you trying to go into your company's servers, websites, and trying to do this testing that we've learned from the courses, we create these environments for you to put that into practice. And I've done a lot of labs, and I've really enjoyed it. It really helps you understand what you've learned from the courses. It gives you a step-by-step, and then it asks you to put that into practice as well. At the end of labs, it asks you to maybe put in URLs that you've created or certain files from the servers that you've created, and then it will see if it's correct or not as well. If it's not correct, then it's going to give you feedback that certain elements are not correct and you need to fix them. So once again, you're putting your skills into practice. I'm a very practical learner, so these kind of categories really help with the game-based environments, putting my skills to use. Now, we do offer different types of exams. So as I said, for exams, you do get the badges. You also get the certification part of that as well. And on here, you can see we offer a range of different types. Now, part of the exams, we do offer prep courses. So the prep courses will help you prepare for the courses as much as possible. We also offer prep exams. So that is a handful of actual questions that you may get into in the exam, and it randomizes them questions as well. So it allows you to put what you've learned from the courses into the exam practical elements. Now, just going back to the platform and just going down, once you're kind of looking for the course you're looking for, you can scroll down. We have new courses on here quite regularly, which are updated every month. It's very easy to see which course you need to look for. So you have the course name. You can see the different types of course. So the ones in turquoise are standard courses. They don't have labs attached to them. When you click into them, it's going to give you prerequisites. Maybe I can show you right now. Let it just load up. But when you go into a course, it's going to ask you for, it'll give you a description. It'll give you estimated time on how long it's going to take to complete that. And it's also going to give you the advanced level as well, or the course level. It's going to give you the objectives, so you know what to expect from the course. And then it also may give you some prerequisites as well. So courses that we recommend you complete before taking part in that course. It may give you some recommendations on the experience level, just because you might be new to the industry and these courses might be a little bit more advanced for you. So I always recommend, if you're new to AWS or to cloud, start with the cloud practitioner essentials and then work your way over to technical essentials as well. The cloud practitioner courses, you will learn everything from how to do EC2 instances, how to do servers, how to learn about costing, optimization of the servers as well. So you learn a lot from the basics. But going back to this course, you'll learn in the description, you learn about the different modules on offer. So just by looking at this page, you know what you're going to get from that course. Some of the courses may offer different materials. So for example, this one might have training materials such as PDF documents. It may have certain videos. And then once you're happy with this course, you'll click enroll. When you enroll in that course, it's going to ask you to start learning. And then each course, depending on different categories, so if it's a labs, if it's a digital classroom, there may be videos, or it may ask you to jump into that labs as well. And once again, you just click start courses, and it's going to show you videos. Some of the courses may have knowledge-based quizzes at the end that ask you to put what you've learned from the course into practice, and you need to score 80% or above to pass that course. Once again, you're putting what you've learned into practice in an environment as well. You can also, just going back, you can also go down, you can scroll different categories we have. So we have learning plans. Learning plans are specially created courses, normally over 5 courses in the learning plan, and they start from fundamental level and work your way up to advanced level as well. Some of the courses may take a little bit longer because they normally have 25 different courses in that one plan, but it allows you to learn from the fundamentals, what we expect a developer to have, and then you work your way up to that advanced level to upskill yourself as well. You can also search in the search bar at the top of the course you're looking for, or if you prefer, we do have specially crafted guides as well. So if you go to your menu, you go to ramp up guides. I will show this part and then we're going to jump into the fun stuff. So it's fine. And then we have the ramp up guides. So depending on different job roles, for example, if you're a developer, engineer, we have special guides for you, also based on different domains and industries as well. And what these guides look like is they will show you what courses that we recommend you do, from if it's labs, if it's digital training, if it's digital classroom training. And these, once again, are recommendations from fundamental level all the way to advanced levels on there as well. So it's great plans for you to follow along to on the platform. Now, going over to some of the courses, I won't be able to jump into every single one because as I said, we've got a lot of different categories. But the one I'm going to show you is Simulearn. So Simulearn is a new product we have. I think it came out a couple of months ago. And it's a way for you to put real life situations into actual helping real customers in there. As Amir said, AWS is very big on AI at the moment. So when you jump into Simulearn, there's actually an AI attached to this product. So I'm going to quickly jump in now into this one. So this is Simulearn. So it's at the moment currently walking me through the steps that I need to follow into the labs. Now, I have disabled the labs on the left just because my system will lag if I'm sharing my screen. So that's why you cannot see the labs on here. Now, it walks you through what you need to do in the labs. So in this case, it's asking me to look up for visual defects in certain products, and it's teaching me how to do that. So it's asking me step by step what I need to do when I go onto the console. Now, you might see on the right, I've been speaking to Dr. Newton. Dr. Newton is our AI specialist, and I can ask questions for him to help me along my journey. For example, I've asked him what services are used in this situation. He's replied back. He's also given me links as well. Now, I've asked him, where can I find Amazon Lookup? This is part of one of the steps on here. Once again, he's gave me steps on here, and he gave me references. So if you get stuck along the way, you can then ask your AI assistant on there as well. And you can teach him, you can use him as much as you would like. You don't have to use him, and you can just rely on the walkthrough. At the end of the walkthrough, it's going to ask you to put what you've learned into practice. And this is called a DIY session. DIY is do it yourself. It's going to ask you to complete a real life situation as a customer, and then it's going to assess you. So it will ask you to input that file. It will ask you to put that URL in there, and then it will say if it's correct or not. If it's not correct, once again, it's going to give you feedback to improve. So it's a great environment for you to put what you've learned from the courses into a safe environment. And I saw a lot of the questions. This is how Amazon are using AI today as well. So you can see a real life situation, how AI can be really helpful for your learning. Now, I'm also going to jump over to another product, and this is called CloudQuest. So let me jump into this screen. So CloudQuest is a game-based environment, one of my favorites. I've just completed the Cloud Practitioner CloudQuest, and it's basically, if you've ever played Sims quite a few years ago, it's sort of like this, where you get to customize your character. My one is dressed up as a fireman with a hat. You unlock different points. You can customize your character with different uniforms. You can also earn pets. So the pets you see over here on the left, you can unlock different pets and they can follow you along to the platform. And then you see these people here with the question mark. At the moment, I'm trying to go through my solutions architect pathway. And once I reach 100%, I'm going to get that badge that I showed you earlier. I can then showcase it on LinkedIn. I can share it on my signature, that I can show people that I've actually gone through a number of different challenges, labs, and I've completed the Cloud Quest for Solutions Architect. Now, your learning doesn't stop there. Of course, you should complete the exams and continue completing as much. But on the Cloud Quest, we offer different types of job roles. So let me quickly show you the job roles we offer. So we offer different types of pathways. So I've completed the Cloud Practitioner one. We offer Gen AI ones. But basically, you'll go through the city and answer different questions. And you might have to jump into labs. You might have to zap drones, which I'll show you in a minute. But once you've completed different challenges, you will earn points. You will earn points to unlock new parts of your outfit, but also you'll unlock parts of the city. So you see these ones that are at the moment in development. That basically means I haven't unlocked them. But this part, this yellow building, is what I've customized. And you can customize your city. You can turn it into futuristic. You can turn it into however you would like, into castles. So this one over here is a little garden that I've created. So once again, it's putting what you've learned into a fun environment on there as well. Now, let's just go over to this customer. So each person you speak to is a customer. They're going to give you a situation. They're going to tell you what they need. For example, the learn objective here is to create a serverless app. It's going to ask me to use the functions. It's going to ask me to test certain stuff in there as well. And when I click start, it's then going to take me into that labs. So remember, labs is that sandbox environment, what you've put into practice from previous courses and your previous knowledge. Then you can put them into a real life situation like this. Once again, it's going to tell you what you need to do. It might have videos here. And then it's going to ask you to plan what you're going to do with the customer. So you go to practice, and it's going to walk you through the steps. You'll click start lab. That will open up that sandbox environment for you. And then you follow along to the steps. So here it's teaching me what to do. It's telling me why I need to do these steps. So I'm learning as well as completing the steps. And then at the end, on step 4, it's going to ask me to complete a real life situation. So on the left, it's asking me to modify certain code. And then once I've modified that code and follow the steps on the left, I need to input the ARN. And then when I've clicked validate, it's going to double check that that code is correct. If it's not, it's going to tell me why, and then I have to go back and try fixing that as much as possible. Now, if I complete this, I will then earn the points. My customer is also going to give me access to new parts of the city, and it's going to allow me to customize more of my city in there as well. So it's a great environment. Also, a part of this is called zapping drones. So if you're into game-based environments, maybe when you're younger, or just certain scenarios, you see these little drones floating around, and you can shoot them or zap them. When you zap them, you can go to them, and it's going to ask you different questions. Once again, if you answer them, you're going to get more points. You're going to get maybe you might unlock different parts of your outfits. So here, it's just asking me a question. So it's asking me a question here. If I need a hint, then it takes me to the website where I can read to as well. I can read more about it if I don't know about the platform. So that is Cloud Quest. So I've showed you Cloud Quest and Simulearn, both of my one of my favorite products. I have gone through the Cloud Quest. If there's a lot of you, you can organize a cloud tournament. And that basically means that you can compete against other users, normally within kind of 5 or 6 days, and you try getting as many points as possible. So you can also add friends on here. And by doing that, so let me quickly go back. You can add friends on here. You can look at their city, and you can also do these tournaments as well. Once again, the tournaments can get very competitive. I did one quite recently, and I used to stay up to quite late to try beating my colleagues as well. So there's features called the Cloud Quest where you can compete against your friends. If you go into your phone, you can go onto, should be on here, on the tournament page here. You can create a code, you can share it to your friends, and then you can compete into that tournament. And trust me, if you do this, it gets very competitive. You'll learn a lot because you have to complete the labs, but it's the first one or the one to get the most points wins the tournament. So if you're competitive like me, I stayed up to some mornings, well, some nights at 1, 2 a.m. to try beating my rest of my colleagues. So it got very competitive. But that's kind of what I want to show you today. I want to show you kind of my two favorite products. I think the Skill Builder platform is great for your learning. You get to learn as you're doing, but also for me, I'm a very practical person. So you get to practice along the way in a safe environment as well. And what's great about these products is if you've done it wrong, it's going to tell you why you've done it. You can also use hints. You can also use the AI tool that we have in some of the products, or you've got labs and it can tell you what you've done wrong as well. So it's a great product for you to learn along the way. Now, if there's any questions, then I'm happy to answer them as well. I'll stop sharing the screen.
Thank you, Damien. Thank you so much for your presentation. As we, of course, segue to the questions and Q&A session, I'd like to welcome Every to take us through the AWS Talent Cloud. And then afterwards, I know we have a support team here. So we are going to be answering all the questions. So if you can take over.
Awesome. Thank you. So hi, everyone. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what the AWS Talent Cloud is about. I've also been looking at the questions you've been asking on the chat, and so I think most of the questions I'll be able to answer. So if you want to access the AWS Talent Cloud, all you have to do is just go to aws.gavea.com. I'm going to write the URL for you. I see some of you have already started applying, so that's a very great step. Yeah, so I've just sent you the link inside the chat. But what you're going to find is, so you've already seen Damien take you through the skill builder, and we've also seen Amir tell you what the importance of having an AWS certification is. And so if you've been able to see the pricing currently right now, it's at $449 for the year, but through Gavea, through the AWS Talent Cloud, you'll be able to get it for almost half of that price. So you'll be able to get it for $250 per year. Now, what will be included though, we're not going to be taking out anything. You won't have to worry about not having access to all of the things that Damien has showed you. You'll find all of those. You'll find the training sessions, you'll find the practical labs, you'll be able to deploy apps, and so that you can build your portfolio right within the program. And so you'll be getting all of these things. And I've also seen some questions regarding certifications. So we don't have free vouchers right now, but we do have highly discounted vouchers you can use to take your certifications. And so what will happen is once you go to aws.gavea.com and you register, you'll be given access to Skill Builder from our side. So we'll be giving it to you with AWS. And so if you are doing this from Monday to Friday, you'll be able to get it within a maximum of 6 hours. But if you're registering during the weekend, considering that it is the weekend, it would take about 48 hours for you to get access. And I've also seen certain payment method questions. And because we understand the localization, we understand the pain, we're also Africans or Ethiopians, we have the same issues that you do. You will find multiple payment methods when you're about to pay. So if you're in Ethiopia, you have Chapa. If you're in Kenya, you have M-Pesa. If you're in Nigeria, so we have all of those so that you can pay in your local currency to access the AWS Talent Cloud. So I just wanted to just give you an overview of that. We will be sending you the link to the recording and the link to where you can access the AWS Talent Cloud. I think that's all from my end.
and how they can also proceed with the payment. I think because I have seen a lot of questions on payment, so maybe even when we send out the communication, we can clarify on that. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. That's all I have to say from my end, but I think we can open the floor to the question and answer now.
Great.
Thank you.
Michael, you want to take us through the question and answer session?
All right, happy to do that. Okay, I'll just take some of the questions that are pouring in randomly. Habtamu Hailu is asking how many courses are we able to access. So the easy way to answer that would be when Damian was talking, he mentioned that you can learn by cloud role, right? So let's say you wanted to, if your goal is to become a solutions architect on AWS, there's a myriad of courses somewhere around, I think, over 150 hours worth of courses for you to become a solutions architect. That's if that's the role. You can also choose other roles. There's the developer role within AWS, cloud operator, DevOps engineer, and a decision maker role within AWS, which is the one I'm registered for. Then you could also learn by product domain, right? If you wanted to do that, there are different options. You can learn if you choose that, you can learn. One example of a product domain is like AWS for games, right? Application integration, blockchain, business applications, and data analytics, and a bunch of other different course domains. So it's really up to you, right, to just choose which way you want to learn. If you have a particular learning goal, if you want to become something in particular, then there's that for you. If you want to focus on acquiring certain skills in different domains, then that's also available for you. Yedne Kachu says, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Is there any payments plan? And does the payment include the exam fee? Okay, so as of right now, there isn't a payment plan. It's $250 USD, like Efri said. You can reach out to us directly via support channels, and then I don't know if Elizabeth has plans for a payment plan, but who knows? Let's see. If we get enough of those requests, maybe we do something. But
yes,
as of right now,
Michael. So even when you were speaking, I was just chatting the support email. So in case anyone has issues they are encountering, please reach out to us on support.aws.com email. So then we are going to send out all the support you need.
Fantastic. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Another question I see here is, does the program offer job placement assistance opportunities upon completion? If you've encountered Gebeya in any way, shape, or form before now, you'll know that on Gebeya's Talent Cloud, we have a job board, right, where we advertise jobs that are open in different industries, particularly industries that are related to that one for which the Talent Cloud is particularly targeted towards. So while we don't offer you a job placement, what we do is we showcase those opportunities and we make sure that you are skillfully trained enough to be able to access those opportunities. For example, when Amir was speaking, he talked about there being a shortage of over 6 million roles, right, jobs, and that's something that just means that as people we need to constantly keep trying to get upskilled, right, such that we are able to access those kinds of roles. And the beautiful thing about the AWS Talent Cloud and Skill Builder, which is the core skilling platform that you'll use, the beautiful thing about it is that with Skill Builder, you don't just learn, you do, right? So think about, I remember when I wanted to start my career in like some 7 years ago. After learning, I would apply to jobs, and I wouldn't know. They would ask me about my experience, and I would say I really haven't. I don't have any experience as of right now because I haven't practiced it. But with Skill Builder, you can actually say that you've practiced, like you have experience, because as you were learning, you were also doing, right? You have that lab environment where you can practice what it is that you've learned. And I think that that's something that is fantastic about this Talent Cloud. All right. Oluwatobi says, when will the next program start? Like literally today, like go on aws.gibeah.com right now and immediately like sign up. Or we've already started, right? So the next program has started like right now. In fact, it started like last week, and you can get started immediately. I'm going to call the surname that I have here because I don't think I can. Tades.
Yeah, a support program from Gebeah for people who sign up and want to pursue certifications, providing expert guidance, helping people stuck with problems, etc.
There definitely is, Tades. There definitely is. You'll see all of us, right? Like the same way we've had this this webinar today, we'll continue to have more. And remember, Amir talked about a live class that happens every 2 weeks. Did you say every 2 weeks or every week? I actually can't really remember. Maybe we'll ask Amir and then get back to you on that. But
he also mentioned on the jamming events Okay, he's here. Amir, maybe you can just proceed.
Amir is still here. Yeah, Amir is undercover. He's undercover as Skill Storm. So when you see Skill Storm, just know that that's Amir. Yes, there is a live class that happens every week. So once you have any issues from sign up to like expert guidance as you start learning, you'll be able to join others who are present in those live sessions that happen weekly to get expert guidance and making sure that there's no breakage in your learning journey. Arafat is asking if there's any scholarship for those who can't afford it at the moment. I'll give you the simple answer as of right now is no. We don't have a bursary set up as of yet. That's the simple answer. But I said earlier, you can still reach out to us. Send an email to aws.support. No, sorry. Say that again. Say the support.aws@gibeah.com, right?
Yes. Support.aws@gibeah.com. So then everyone can be able to just ask their questions, and there's a whole support team who are ready to just get back to you and help you through the skilling program. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I hope these are among the final questions we are taking in because
I'll take 2 more questions, and then what we'll do is we'll reach out directly. We can print out the chat transcript of all the questions here, and then we'll reach out directly to provide responses for questions that we didn't get to answer during this session. So 2 more questions. There's one that says, does the payment include the exam fee? And I see Maureen also asked, will we still have to pay for the certifications? So what this covers is your training, right? Your training and your access to all of the labs, the games, and the AI assistance and the live sessions. Now, we've also been able to strong arm the AWS team, and they've given us something like a ridiculously impressive discount. on certifications. But of course, we believe that people have to learn first before they start paying for certifications, which is why we've kind of made it somewhat separate. So you learn, and then as you learn, you gain access really to the discounted vouchers for the certifications. I hope that is clear. It's ridiculously low. I think Amir mentioned that none of that discount has never been given anywhere else around the world. So we thank the AWS Skill Build Learning team for being a proud supporter of the Gebeya AWS Talent Cloud. And yeah, another question. I think my final question that I'll take is, does Gebeya have something like LMS for the course, or will be just using? So when you make when you sign up, you gain access to the AWS Talent Cloud platform, through which you can access all the offerings that we have on the platform. From the AWS Talent Cloud platform, you can then migrate into Skill Builder. So you're not just using Skill Builder, you're getting access to Gebeya's AWS Talent Cloud and then access to Skill Builder, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that's it. I'm sorry we went above by 11 minutes, so I'll just move back to Elizabeth. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Michael, especially for addressing all these questions. I mean, real time. I'd also like to thank Amir and Damien and for, just taking us through this session, which was so insightful, and Efri as well, and the Gebeya team who are on the call, and basically everyone who joined us today just to get to learn about AWS and how we can leverage on cloud computing and AWS technologies. And I even hope that from this session, you know that AWS Skill Builder is a tool that you really need to pass your AWS certifications. And at Gebeya, we are offering it at a very affordable, very discounted rate. And this is an opportunity that for sure you really don't want to miss out on. And so I just get to urge us, if you haven't checked out aws.gebeya.com, please go check it out right now. And it's only $250, and you can pay it with whatever currency, your local currency. So check it out. We are going to be having a series of webinars just to get to take us through the Skill Builder platform, and even your learning and scaling, continuous learning, program as you continue learning the AWS technologies. Remember, there is also what Amir mentioned, the jamming events where you're just able to troubleshoot and just learn with other people on the Skill Builder platform. Yes. So at this point, I'd just like to thank you and end the webinar or the meeting at this point. But if you have any more questions, because I know we really have a myriad of questions, I'd like to urge us all to reach out to support.aws@gebeya.com, and we are definitely going to reach out to you. Thank you, everyone, and have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you. Thanks, Damien. Thanks, Amir, for joining.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Have a good day.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. Thank you.